Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Um, I did a live stream earlier with the R34 GTR, built it. This is what it looks like. I made a couple of changes to it. There are a lot of things that I wish I can change, but we'll talk about that whenever I do my live stream review. This is recorded for my Twitch channel, and in this video we're going to be doing some races in which I crash a lot. Like it's going to be ridiculous. So I hope you guys sit back and enjoy this content. These races for me were kind of weird in a sense, and the reason is because whenever I played GT Sport, I really didn't have too many issues with like spinning out. But for some reason in this game, I have a ton of issues spinning out. And as I watch this replay footage back, I noticed that I'm too throttle happy. I like to, get on the power early, which was like a staple in Gran Turismo Sport. Like in GT Sport, if you weren't getting on the power early, you were just losing time down straights. So trying to use that same kind of driving strategy in this game, it doesn't work. You have to be very, very delicate with the throttle. And as you can see right here, I'm gonna spin and go right into the wall, and that's pretty much how we're starting this video off. And here I did restart, you know what I'm saying? So it's just one thing you have to be very, very mindful of as you play this game. And another thing that I was thinking about, which is not related to me spinning out, but if polyphony, is that how you say it? Is it polyphony? Polyphony? I call it polyphony. But if polyphony were to make a game to where it's an open world game somewhere like in Japan, right? I think that would be more well received, and I think that fits the attitude of this game a little bit more than what it is right now, because I feel like this game is more of a car collection game than it is like a motorsport game, which was what I thought we were getting. But this game focuses heavily on car collection, which I think is kind of, it is what it is, but you have to do dumb shit like this to get cars. And if it was, a game that wasn't motorsport focused, like which this game, what they claim it is, then that really wouldn't be an issue. But because this game is what it is, it's kind of a mixed bag. And a lot of you watching this video, well, not a lot of you, because I don't think a lot of people are even going to see this video, to be honest. Those of you watching this video may be wondering why I'm using such an overpowered car against the AI. And that is because the AI are also a mixed bag, I think that the AI in this game, as it is, not the other AI they were making, but the AI that's in this game right now, like they just have no awareness. And you're gonna see later on in the video, like I get into a lot of incidents with the AI. I have enough issues of my own just spinning out regularly on laps to not have to deal with AI, swerving across the track and like spinning you out. It's just, it's ridiculous. So that's why, like for missions like this, I'm more than happy to use a way overpowered car just to get these missions out of the way, so I don't have to deal with, the AI. If it's just me spinning out, like I can deal with that. I can improve that. But me as the user, I can't improve the AI. And I think that's something that was, very, very lackluster in this game. Now with this R34 that I got, I really like this car. I think I tuned it up pretty good. I did restrict the power a little bit to, not make it so OP. I mean, it's a very OP car still. But I think the R34 GTR with around 600 horsepower, with the weight with the weight taken out of it with racing slicks, the soft ones. It's such a fun car to drive. You know, it hooks up pretty good, and it's just a blast. You know, of course, I could have done it, you know, with the 800 plus horsepower, but I think like this, man, like it's just so much fun. And I can't wait until I get the R33 because that's the one that I really want to build because, you know, that's the car that I actually have in real life. And, you know, I will have an R34 one day, just don't get it misconstrued. It's just that the 33 is like, it's my dream car, and like I want it in this game. I want it to build it in this game, so bad, and I can't yet because you know I keep spinning out. No, but seriously, I think I spin out here again too. I think right here, and as I watch this footage back, it's easy to see like okay, I got to be a little bit more delicate with the throttle. It's like the same spot, the same exact mistake. But it's all good because you know we're so far ahead that it's like a non-issue. You know, it's a really non-issue. But you know we're gonna finish that race to come in first. No big deal, no harm, no foul. And this car's like all beat up, destroyed it, destroyed that thing. But like I said, it's all good. It's all good. We're gonna move on to our next race. I think our next race is Fuji. Fuji was another fun one. I really like this track. It has that straight that's like 8,000 light years long. Really fun. One thing I noticed is, I don't know if it's just me, but when it's sunset on certain tracks, it looks wet. But it's not. But it looks that way. And it could be the way that it reflects on the PS4. I do not know if it's the same way on the PS5. I just don't know. This was another fun race. At some point in this race, I spun out too. And I don't use the counter steer assist because, in my experience, the counter steer assist just messes me up more. Like, I tried using it in the beginning. It was kind of okay. But then I would feel the car start to like slide away from me, and then I would counter steer, and then like the game would counter steer, and then I would spin out worse. So I said, you know, I'll just deal with, you know, me spinning out. Then hopefully, eventually, I could just be better at the game and not spin out anymore. I think that would be, you know, the best bet because I missed my braking point and go very deep into this corner. This is one of the tracks that I actually wanted to make my way to when I was in Japan. It's just, you know, I feel when I was in Japan, I feel like I only really got a year in Japan because, like, from 2018 to 2020 was like a year, right? Because I got there towards like the end of 2018, right? So I had all of 2019, and then I'm like, yes, you know, 2020, right? That shit happened, and then like you couldn't go nowhere. Like I wanted to go like to all these places, and I just never really got the chance. So of course I'm gonna go back so I can see all these places. And you can just see, man, this R34 is just way overpowered for this race. But like I said, I can deal with my own fuck ups, right? But when it's the AI, I can't deal with that, guys. You know what I'm saying? I really just can't. I can't deal with it. I can't do it. Some people can deal with it. Some people will, you know, some people will race the AI and have fun races. Like me, I'm really just trying to complete these menu books so I can find this R33 GTR. That's the only reason I'm even doing this. If I could buy the R33 GTR, I would just go buy it, like about the 34. Luckily, the 34 popped up in the used cars. So I'm kind of hoping, you know, one of these days, I'm not sure how often the used car dealer like updates. I don't know if it's daily or weekly, but I'll probably be checking daily to see if a 33 pops up in there. That way I can just buy it. You know what I'm saying? And here, you know, smack that wall. I was trying to say like my goal is to not spin out, but I spun out anyway. But you know, it's all good because we're still gonna get first. You know, we're still gonna do the things that we need to do. to complete this race and get done what we need done, which is to get through these menu books. And I kind of hate that this is like a thing, that you have to do to get some of the cars in the game. And it's already bad enough, there's probably going to be microtransaction cars also. So this is the third race of this menu book, and this is going to be Mount Panorama at Bathurst. Another track I like this track a lot. That was also hard for me to say, but I like this track a lot. It's a fun one. The mountain section or the hilly section of the track is very difficult for me, but I like a challenge. And I think I have this car set up pretty well. I think it's almost good enough to drive on any track. The only thing you would really have to change is just like the gearing. But I think I need to adjust the dampening, and I probably need to adjust the natural frequency or the suspension just a little bit. Those little minor tweaks. I am using the G920 wheel. Not the G920, the G29 wheel. I probably should have mentioned that from the beginning, that I'm using the wheel. So I'm using that, and I would like to invest into, a nicer wheel setup, but I think for now this is gonna have to do. But it does kind of suck because the brake pedal is very inconsistent. Like sometimes you push it, it works, and sometimes you push it and you're just like, is this thing ever gonna stop? But I've invested a lot into like my YouTube streaming setup, and I haven't really done a lot of streaming, but now that Gran Turismo is actually able to stream on the PS4, I'm going to be doing a lot more streaming on Twitch and then uploading those streams to YouTube. The only reason that I'm doing a voiceover now is because of the fact that my mic was too low and you can't hear what I'm saying in the video. So I figured that it would just be better for me to voice it over instead of you guys struggling to hear what I'm trying to say in the video. So if you listen really closely, you can probably hear me still talking. But yeah, I don't want to invest into getting a Fanatec or like a Thrustmaster wheel until I start getting some ROI on all the stuff that I put into the streaming setup. So I'll get there eventually though. It's not a big deal. I'm not really complaining. Here, I had the wheel turn still while I was braking, which is like rule number 1. Like you don't do that. So, and I'll take the hit on that one. That was all me. And then I think here I missed my braking point because I was looking up at the sky. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. A lot of detail in the sky. But I was like, oh yeah, I'm racing, so I should get back to the track and just go ahead and finish this thing up. As far as the in real life car stuff goes, I don't know when I'm going to get back to that. I mean, I want to get back to it because it's also my passion. But, I just got other stuff that I need to do right now. And, GTR is, it's okay. I start it up every now and then, Sometimes I put some diff fluid in it and drive it around my complex just to make sure, get all the fluids running through it. But it's still, it's still fine. I just need to, make sure that everything is cool before I start doing that again. I don't want to get into, all that stuff right now, but, eventually at some point this year, I'm not going to say when I'll be back. The other thing is, like, I really need, like, a real vacation, like, outside the country vacation. So that's on my to-do list before I get back to doing in real life car stuff, because even though, like, I'm not really, like, working right now, like, I'm on terminal leave from the military, I'm still, like, doing stuff, like, getting ready for school and, like, all that stuff. So there's really, like, not downtime because I'm still busy. Here I got the E30 M3 and I'm just doing a little tune up to it real quick before we go into our next race. I was trying to do it to where the car was like underpowered a little bit but lightweight, You know what I'm saying? Not trying to go super, super crazy with it, trying to, challenge myself a little bit. But we're going to see, like, that doesn't really always translate into, you know, something good and something fun. You know what I'm saying? So this next one, we're going to be at the Nürburgring GP, which is a track that I'm not all that good at, but I'm going to give it my best shot. And there's clouds, so we can expect rain. So the first thing that I did was I switched over to my weather radar and I, got ready for the rain. And one thing about this car that I liked a lot was it hooked up very, very well, with the racing soft tires and it being very lightweight. It was, it's a little momentum car. There's no turbo on it. I think it's still NA. I don't know if those cars have turbos from the factory. I don't think they do. I think they're NA. But I was having a lot of fun driving this car on this track. Uh, this race, I'm probably going to spoil it for you right now. I didn't win it, but I got the car that I needed. So, and the reason I think I didn't really push too hard, just because I don't know like how each tire does in the rain. Like each tire has like a level of grip in the rain, and I didn't want to be acting crazy with these tires in the rain spinning out and stuff because I already have an issue spinning out. Like that's like my main issue. Like if I can stop spinning out, I think I can be really good at this game, and I need to stop spinning out because I really want to get into the competitive side of Gran Turismo. I wanted to do that in GT Sport, but I got into it way too late, and the curve. I mean, yes, I could improve and all that stuff, but with Gran Turismo 7 like already on the horizon, I just started saying to myself, I'll use GT Sport to practice, and then when GT7 comes out, I'll have some type of knowledge on driving in Gran Turismo. But these might as well, I mean, they are two different games, but the physics and the driving are very, very different. Because like I literally thought I was crazy. I'm like, did I forget how to play this game? And so I did go back. I didn't record it or anything like that, but I did go back and play GT Sport, and I was driving just fine. Like I didn't have any issues. But in this game, I'm having a lot of issues, so there's a lot of relearning for me to do, which is good. Because I also kind of think if the physics were very similar to GT Sport, I think this game would have got boring very, very quick because everyone who's been playing this game would have been very, very good, and there would have been an even larger skill gap. So I think this game pretty much restarts everybody skill wise from the same kind of place, you know. So, and another thing is, I've been trying to drive the group 3 cars, and they are difficult to drive in this game. The group 4 car is pretty good. I'm looking forward to the group 4 races. I can handle those cars pretty well, but I need a lot more practice with the group 3 cars. Like those are insane. The group 2 cars, I think there was a challenge where I tried to drive one of those. Also crazy. So there's a lot to do. There's a lot of content that I can make in this game. Well, back to this race anyway. We can see here that as I'm driving, the rain's coming down. It's not crazy rain or anything like that, but I'm just keeping it chill. Like I'm just keeping it nice and easy. I'm not really trying to push the car. I mean, if I really, really wanted to, I probably could have tried to win the race, but I was like, I think the guy was like 7 seconds ahead of me at the time. I'm just like, you know what? It's the last lap. Let's not make this thing crazy. Let's not, spin out. I think this is the only race where I didn't spin out. You know what I'm saying? This is the only race where I drove it actually pretty clean, pretty smooth. I don't know how much of it is the wheel, how much of it is me, but I'm just gonna say that it's me. I'm not gonna blame the technology because the wheel only does what I tell it to do. So I definitely want to get better at this game. I thought about going for like a crazy like dive bomb lunge over the chicane in that last corner, but I was like, nah, there's no need for all that, because I'm trying to drive how I would drive like online the competitive races, like trying to be at that level, but it's not always that easy. At least right now it's not for me. I'm still learning. This is the final race. This race was a real cluster F of driving. I don't know how much of it was like fatigue from like playing for an hour straight, because I don't have that kind of endurance to play this game that long. Instead of Corsa, on the other hand, I could probably play that game for a long time straight. I actually have like a 2-hour instead of Corsa video that I need to edit. And I'm like, man, it's 2 hours. I don't want to sift through 2 hours of footage trying to get all the good parts and then have to talk over it and all that stuff. But I need to do it. I will do it. I don't know when, but I'll do it. This race was... It didn't start out good. So I'm not sure where. I'm trying to see, because at some point I'm gonna have a little issue, and you can probably already guess what the issue is gonna be. I mean, it's really not hard to figure out once you figure it out. Like once you know. I want to say it's on this triple right-hander. Oh, nope, not here. I think it's on the main straight. Yeah, it's with that car up there. I just, I don't know if I lost focus or if I wasn't paying attention, or I don't want to really put this on the AI because it's kind of my fault for doing what I did. So I'm in the slipstream, and he's moving over, and that's kind of one of the things like I don't like about the AI. I'm just like, bro, it's the first lap. Like, why are you moving over? But I moved over, and I tried to get in front of him, and then I spun out. And then I continued to spin out. Because I'm like, bro, what the fuck just happened? And then on this lap, same lap, like we're still in the second lap, the BMW, I tried to go up the inside, and his car was kind of slanted weird, and I don't know. I went into the wall, met the wall, had a nice, fun conversation. And this is going to be the third one, I believe, where I just too much throttle too quick. This is one of the hardest parts about this game. And that's why I said, like, I really wanted to get a better wheel setup. That way I can manage that throttle a little bit better. But I told myself, if I can get good at this game driving with a shitty wheel and shitty pedal setup, imagine what I can do with a good wheel and good pedal setup. So I decided to not quit, to go ahead and get my coins for this race. I just say, you know what, we'll run it back. Let's go ahead and we'll run that thing back. So that's what we did. And this race is where I really started to get like frustrated. So we're gonna skip ahead in time because everything was going fine. Everything was cool. Everything was chilling. We were just maxing, relaxing. Putting the laps in, all that stuff. Everything was just fine. Everything was good, chilling. I don't know what the AI was doing. Like they drive really, really, really weird in this game. And I believe right here, my nemesis corner. I'm just gonna, spin out again. Like I don't know why. Like some games, like I don't know, like in GT Sport, you can take that corner flat out in most cars. Now here, we're gonna have a little incident with this BMW. We're gonna switch sides, so I'm gonna go up the inside, and he's just gonna turn like into me, and then drive me into the freaking wall. And if you can listen closely, you can just hear me going off. Like I'm just livid. I'm just like, bro, are you serious? And I was saying like that's why like I just get overpowered cars so I don't have to deal with the AI. So that's what I did, and I was just like, fuck this. I went and got the other M3 that I have, and I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and run this back and just take care of this all together. And I just hate wasting my money in this game because everything's so expensive like it is in real life. So I get this M3, and it was cool. And as I was driving, I'm like, whoa, this really does sound like an M3, like a street tuned M3 without the pops and crackles, because we don't need that shit. If you have an M3, cut that shit out. Like, we get it. You know what I'm saying? We don't need no more bubble tunes. But anyway, this race also pretty chill. You know, as you can see, I'm just blowing by the competition. Pause. I'm moving by them pretty quick, and you guys can call it cheating. You guys can call it, you know, cheap or whatever term you guys want to use. But I just really want to get through these menu books, and I also want to get through races without crashing. But I haven't been able to do that yet. Like every race that I've had, I've crashed. But eventually, I will not crash. Eventually, I will figure this game out and how to drive it with the wheel setup that I have now. So I think here I'm gonna be okay. I think, yeah, this lap I didn't mash the throttle, but come up here on this lap, I did. I believe I did. Yep. Just, you know, doing too much too quick, and then I get hit from behind. Pause. Bro. And I pulled the e-brake because I was just so happy to be done with that race. Now I think I was getting like a little fatigued, like my eyes were starting to hurt from looking at the screen for so long. So I don't have the stamina really yet to be playing, you know, racing games or this game that long. This game, it's very different from Assetto Corsa. And so I think we go into here, we collect our stuff. I don't remember what I did next. What did I do next? I don't remember. But anyway, this video is going to go up, and we're going to do another build on a car that I have, which is the R32. I wanted to do the carbon wide body on that car, and these ones right here, these little rewards of roulette, did okay. You know, I got all of them were money, which I'm always fine with. I just hate when you get parts for cars that you don't have, or you get a car that you don't want. Like I got the Mazda RX-8, which I'll probably never use unless like I absolutely have to, you know. So, but anyway, back to the R32. That's gonna be the next live stream on Twitch. So whenever this video comes up, which will probably be tonight. Well, it's technically Saturday already, but this video will be up. You guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Peace.